Hi guys, Darkest Star ASMR here. And today I'm filming from my porch outside Castle Doom, which is behind me here. And the reason I do that is because I was gonna film a role-playing video inside. Unfortunately, my SD card for my camera has kind of cracked, snapped, so it won't work, so I have to get a new SD card. So yeah. Oh, the boat is coming. I live pretty close to the ocean, as you might have seen in some of my videos, and the sun is still up, as you can see. And I shaved my sides again because it's getting too hot to have all this hair. Plus, I like it. So, what are we going to talk about today? First of all, I want to give a shout out to all of my Patreons. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You really help me a lot. Yeah, and not just my Patreons, everyone who helps me. I'm in a pretty rough situation at the moment, or have been for a while. Anyway, I'm outside. The birds are chirping away. There's a cat down here. The usual suspect. Say hi to the guys and girls. Hi. Honk is always up for a video. So, with that said, I actually was going to tell you a little bit of a spooky story today. And the reason, I'm just going to put him over here, like so. The reason for that is that I have a page on Facebook which is called My Daily Möja. Möja is the island I live on, so my daily Möja becomes like a place where you can like post photos of your flowers, your food, I don't know, everything that you want to post basically. I started that page some weeks ago and it's over 400 members right now. Mostly all of them are like islanders. But that wasn't why I was going to tell you a creepy story. On the island there's a big oak tree. There are actually a couple of big oak trees, but there are two that you like easily can see when you like ride on the road. One is on the other side of the island, which has a spooky story attached to itself, even that one. But the one on my side of the island have an even spookier story, which I thought I was gonna. The cat is just rolling around on the porch, and I hope he doesn't like turn the table around. Okay. Hey, take it easy, baby. Hey, honk, take it easy. Okay. So, on my side of the island, it's about, what can it be? 600 meters from here, maybe, a bit longer. There's a big oak tree, and it's huge. And it's several hundred years old. And I know this history, but right now I can't really remember which year it was. Might have been the 1300s. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. The Russians invaded the Swedish archipelago, and they pretty much burned everything to the ground. Houses, churches, everything. And the rumors are that the islanders were hanged in that oak tree, that big oak tree. And since then, it's simply known as the Ghost Oak. even from when I was a kid, I was kind of like not warned about the ghost oak, but I was like spooked about it by my grandmother and grandfather and other islanders. I remember a friend of mine said she was coming home one late night and she was stopped in the middle of the road by this apparition that was like a greenish dead man with glowing eyes. And you know, things like that tend to spook you out when you're a kid. So every time I like had to go by bike or bicycle or anything past that oak, even during the day, because it's in a curve and there's a lot of woods around it, so it's always kind of dark where that oak is. The sun never kind of reaches that spot. So I did my best when I was a kid not to look at it. Anyway, this was, I might have been like 14, 15 maybe. Hard to describe, hard to remember. I know I got my first moped, which was a transport moped. So I had been at a friend's place, I don't know, playing video games or something like that. And it became very, very late, or should I say early in the morning. It was around like, it was summer, middle of the summer, so it never really got dark, but this was when the sun was just coming up and there was a lot of fog kind of coming from the ground, you know. So it was very, very foggy, and I remember you could hardly see like 10 meters in front of you. That's how foggy it was. And I didn't think much about it at that time. I kind of had forgot about, or didn't think about the ghost oak. You know, you're young, you're a teenager, you have girls, alcohol, I don't know, whatever on your mind. A ghost oak doesn't seem so scary anymore. So I approached the ghost oak with my transport moped. And I really didn't think about it, so I just looked at the oak, and an old man was standing at the base of the tree. Now the base of the tree is humongous, you know. It's someday I will post a photo or something. Anyway, so yeah, I just looked at that old man. I remember clearly how he looked. He had a striped shirt, like, you know, buttoned up here, and it was striped this way. It looked like it was like blue and white, but it wasn't brightly colored. It was early in the morning and this fog, but I could see that it was a striped sweater, and he had this not a hat, but a what's it called? Like a cap, almost an old cap, you know, like old men have. And then I don't remember, I didn't see his pants, but and he didn't wave back, which I thought was pretty odd, because everyone out here kind of knows each other, so they always like wave back. So I looked again, and the guy looked like he was like 80 or something, took one step back and dissolved into this mist. Now, he was so close to the oak, so I know that he couldn't have like disappeared out of sight, because he was almost with his back against the oak. And he just, it looked so weird. I've never seen anything quite like it. Oh, I have one other time actually. I'm going to tell that little quick after this one. But he like just disappeared, like, yeah, dissolved into the fog. And oh my God, I wasn't feeling like the cocky teenager then. I just rode home. I think I never let the gas go. And I was lying in bed and I was like, what the beep? So that was a pretty scary story for me at least. So now the ghost oak is still standing, and every time I go home when it's dark, I kind of glare at that old oak and like, Now, the guy I saw didn't look like scary. He didn't look like a ghost, no zombie-like thing. He looked like an old guy, so he wasn't really scary, and he didn't like try to jump me or something. So I guess he wasn't like a bad spirit if it was a ghost. I have no clue who it was or what it was if it wasn't a ghost. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to tell you one more story that happened. It was also early in the morning. There's a place called Lemhamna, and it's a straight road with a huge rock formation on one side. It's a rock mountain. What the fuck? It's hard to describe. Anyway, let's just say it's the ocean on one side and just rocks on the other one, like 4-meter high rocks. So you can't like go anywhere if you're like going on the road. And this was also kind of like, I think it happened some years later or something. I was also going home early in the morning, and I saw this couple walking in the middle of the road. Same fog as it was the night I saw, or the morning when I saw that old guy. And this couple went side by side in the middle of the road, and I was like, damn. So I honked my horn, because, I didn't want to crash into their legs or anything. And I gently stepped aside towards the mountain side, the rock side of the road. And same thing happened as with the old guy. They just vaporized into fog, mist. And once again, I didn't let go of my gas handle until I came home, panting, lying in bed with these huge big eyes. Yeah, I think when you live on an island with not that many people, I think every island has its legends or ghost stories, which is a bit of the charm, I guess, living out here. I remember my grandfather used to scare the hell out of me when I was a kid. There are old barns, a little, everywhere. Old barns that's not in use anymore. And my grandfather always used to say that they stored dead bodies in there so they wouldn't start to rot before the funeral. And he said that one day he was going past one of these old barns, and he could see these white dead fingers coming out of the holes in the barn walls, And yeah, there's another story about the other oak that's on the other side of the island. It's not really the oak that's scary, even though it looks just like that tree from Poltergeist who flew away. It looks like it has 2 arms and a head. I must show you pictures someday. But it has a huge rock that's beside this oak tree. And rumors is that, I don't remember the exact date, might be Christmas Eve, New Year, I don't know. But they say that this big rock starts to turn and open like a secret passage to the world beyond. Now, according to rumors, my great grandfather, who was from another place in Sweden, came here, and he built roads, and he was also he was working with dynamite, and he tried to blow up this big rock when they were building the road across the island. To no avail, the rock wouldn't explode or wouldn't crack. That's at least the legend or the story. So yeah, there's a lot of things like that out here. And I can kind of understand why, or, well, you know, in old times people didn't have the knowledge we have today. And I know myself when I'm out walking with the dog, with Nasse, late at night or early in the morning, and you see the fog mist sipping out of the ground, and you hear strange birds or looms or whatever, and you can almost, if you squint your eyes, imagine that it is fairies dancing on the meadows, you know, when you see these fogs. And you're out in the woods and it's dark and a big bloody moose comes and cracks branches. I know, you know, maybe people thought it was a troll or something. Or maybe it was. Because that's the fine thing about the supernatural or scary things. We can never know for sure if it's true, if it's fantasy, or if it's right behind you. Until next time, I hope that you have a lovely week. Stay safe out there, and remember, there can't